Hello, welcome back to the channel. Chris and I have decided to come to our local beach at Brean, which is only a short drive from our homes, to fish a very nice tide actually. It's quite a warm late afternoon, and today we've got a 10-15 high, 11 metre tide, which for this sort of beach is just about perfect. We've come down about 4 hours before high. We're going to dig for about 45 minutes, start fishing 3 hours before up to high. And it's the first day for a while that it's actually felt a bit of warmth in the air. So our usual tactics down here, digging some fresh lug, put about half a dozen of those. I'm going to fish size 1s today on a pulley pennel. And Chris is going down to size 4s. Oh. But if you remember from about a year ago, he had that amazing bass down here on a size 4, and it's pretty well a year to the day, so fingers crossed we have another session like that. Right, so we'll dig some bait and we'll join you shortly. Yep, there's one in the bottom there. Lovely looking tide.
And it sounds good as well.
It does sound lovely. Hang on, you got
two there. One there.
Oh, three. Three!
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one in here as well. I've just seen him. Oh, I got him this time.
Oh no, he's gone right back.
Has he gone back again?
Yeah.
There's one there.
He's in there.
Yeah, I can see him.
That's his tail. There's two there.
Two there. Oh, there's another one. Oh. Once you lose them, you can't find them, can you?
No.
Ah, okay, he was there.
Yeah. They never come back.
There you go. That's what we want. Right, we've just moved down the beach. It's about 3 and a bit hours before high, and just where the sea meets the sand and mud, there are peat ledges, and they're just getting covered now. I don't know if you can see the little blobs on the beach. That's actually dislodged peat, which the storms recently have dislodged from the peat ledges and blown up the beach. But I'm sure the fish target these peat ledges as a feeding area, so it's always advisable to try and get a cast. Oh, there's Chris. See, he's moving one out of his way. They're not heavy. I'm sure the fish use the peat ledges as a sort of a feeding area. So if you are down here 3 and a bit before high, you can drop a bait in that sort of area, and then obviously walk it back. I mean, you can catch all the way up the beach really, but that's a good starting point for the first cast. And I mean, the fish will feed all the way up the beach if they're in. And that's the thing with Brean. If they're in and feeding, you'll have a good day, but sometimes for whatever reason the fish aren't in. It's not like sort of Chesil or somewhere, or a deep water mark where fish are constantly moving in front of you. I think the fish have got to make a conscious decision. I'm going on to Brean to feed, mainly on the shrimp. And sometimes you're lucky and they're here, and sometimes you're not. But it does look lovely. Right, let's get set up. There you go, that's the sort of bait we like to use. About 8 freshly dug lug, pennelled, about 3 foot panel. And it's just about time to wander down and put the first cast out. It's going to come racing in tonight. Well, that looks lovely. Really nice. So it's about 3 hours before high now, which is when you can realistically start fishing here. It gets a bit dangerous wandering too far out before that, and I say those peak beds are about 60-70 yards out now, so I'm just going to cast just inside them. And you can see we put our rods quite a way back, but if you put your rods up right beside the sea, you're constantly moving back every 5 or 10 minutes. So to put the rods 50 or 60 yards, maybe a bit further back, and then walk back with the tide. So a gentle lob. I'm not going to put the grips in. Gentle lob. Move the. It is vital that you move the lead on the first cast, especially, just in case it gets embedded down in the mud. That's it. Just going to walk it back on my old faithful slosh here, which I've had for about 30 years. It's got about 350 yards of 16 pound on it, I think. The big capacity reel is an advantage if you want to fish on a beach like this, where you're walking back a long way sometimes, but there's no real sort of bait robbing crabs or anything on the beach, so you can leave the bait out for a good hour if you want, as long as you've got a decent sized bait out there. On the second rod I'll give it sort of 10 minutes and then put that out. This rod here I'll probably leave out for about an hour initially, unless I get a fish. And the other one I'll probably recast slightly more frequently, because you're never quite sure at what range the fish are. Bass is the target really today, although we've been speaking to someone earlier who said there's been already been a sole caught locally. Normally this time of year we would expect, maybe on a good year, to be catching bass and cod, but the cod have been very, very scarce this year. And a few on Chesil, but not really many here. Right. That's lovely. Well, the baits have been out about 10-15 minutes, and you can see how fast the tide's come in.
Still?
Yes, it is. It's whizzing in tonight though, isn't it? Yeah, that's lovely. I do like it when it tables like that out there.
Depends which table they're sitting in.
It does, doesn't it?
How they're going on the beach. It will be feeding today.
Well, that 2 days of relatively warm weather I think will help, won't it?
Oh,
We're about 40 minutes into the session, nothing so far. Time for a recast in a minute. Looks lovely. Surely there's some fish out there tonight. Something cast out. Oh! Chris is in. Oh, look at it. I'll just move this one back quickly. We'll go and see him. See what Chris has got.
Alright though.
Doesn't matter, it's a bend in the rod. Oh yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him. I love it when they go like that in the shallow water. This is what we come fishing for. Oh! That's quite a nice fish, I think, Chris. This one. Oh, it's a nice bass. Nice one. Oh yeah. Lovely fish. Yep. I'll get a picky if you want. Watch your back. He's gonna go. Hold on to him. Here, let me hold the rod and I'll get a picture. That's nice. Yeah, well done, Chris. About 4 pounds, that I would say. He's gone. Oh, he's there. He's gone now. He's away. Well, I think so, Chris. It just drifted. It just started to drift right. It feels like there's something there, but it doesn't feel like a bass. There's definitely a weight there. It has gone a long way down.
How close are you?
Oh, I'm still a long way out. He's kiting left now. There he is, just in the gap between like the second and the third wave. Ooh. Ooh. Careful when they do that. Take your time, Ian. There's no rush. There he comes. Probably going to go again in a minute, I think. Whoa, yeah, he's off. He's off. Yeah. Yeah, lovely, thank you. Lovely, about 2.5 pounds maybe. There you go, mate. He's away. Well, that's very good, very democratic, one each so far. And we've got about 1 hour and 3/4 of the tide left, so plenty of time for other fish. Right. Yeah, still 1 hour and a half of the tide to go though.
Well.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why it had gone down tide so much.
Yeah. That's another nice bass.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. Well, there we go. That's the end of the session. Very nice. 3 bass. Can't grumble at that. That was alright, wasn't it, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 bass. Nice evening. We'll get out again next weekend, I think. Very deepy tides, aren't they, coming up? So we'll get out in about a week's time. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye.